election, and you just have to have it filled out and like drop it off.
It's interesting.
Or put it back in the mail.
All of this political talk, it does remind me of something, Jason.
Okay, what's
now
that?
We've talked about on the show before. Some could say a serious, others could say a not legally viable due to age candidate for president of the United States in 2028.
That's right.
And this podcast, it is my platform to the people. So there's an issue I wanted to take this time to talk about, Jason. I wanted to get on my hot box. We've got a siren going outside right now to bring attention to this. I don't know if you know about the issue of money in politics. Have you heard of this, money in politics?
No.
All right, so let's get started. So money,
they can't have anything to do with each other, right? Well, like that'd be really bad.
So that's a good question. Let's get started. So money, according to Merriam-Webster. Hold on, the siren's getting really loud. Let's wait a second. Hope someone died if it had to be that loud. Jesus Christ. All right, so anyway, money, according to Merriam-Webster, we're talking about money in politics
Merriam-Webster.
Money is, one, something generally accepted as a medium of exchange, a measure of value, or a means of payment, such as A, officially coined or stamped metal currency, B, money of account, C, paper money, or 2, A, wealth reckoned, in terms of money, made her money in the insurance business, for instance, B, an amount of money, raised the money for a new library, for instance, or C, monies or monies, plural, sums of money, for instance, the collection of tax monies. There's also 3, a form or denomination of coin or paper money. Wanted his money in $10 bills. 4A, the first, second, and third place winners, as in a horse or dog race, usually used in the phrases in the money or out of the money. 4B, prize money, the horse took third money. 5, persons of interest possessing or controlling great wealth. Politicians of the beck and call of money is the example there. So, Jason, that's kind of what we're talking about today, if that answers your question. Now, politics, according to Merriam-Webster, is 1A, the art of or science of government. 1B, the art or science concerned with the guiding of influencing of governmental policy. 1C, the art or science concerned with winning and holding control over a government. 2, political actions, practices, or policies. 3A, political affairs or business, especially competition between competing interest groups or individuals for power and leadership as in a government. 3B, political life, especially as a principal activity or profession. 3C, political activities characterized by artful and often dishonest practices. 4, political opinions or sympathies of a person. 5A, the total complex of relations between people living in a society. And 5B, relations or conduct in a particular area of experience, especially as seen or dealt with from the political point of view. Examples, office politics, ethnic politics. So money in politics, Jason, to answer your question, it's when 5A of money intersects with, I'm going to say, 1 through 3C of politics. And what it is this money, right? People like it.
Sure.
People like money.
Yeah.
You know?
It's very popular.
Politics are kind of boring, so it's like, why am I going to do politics? You know, it's...
Well, they used to be boring.
That's true. Well,
ideally, I
well, this is why I need to throw my hat in the ring, Jason. We're getting ahead of ourselves. This is why I need to throw my hat in the ring. The point is, people are concerned with money in politics. You know, we all know about Citizens United. If you don't know about Citizens United, it's a lot of Citizens United, and some things happen, and who's to say if they were good or bad?
The airline, right?
More money in politics now. We know that. It is an airline. That's a good
airline.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
But
thanks.
We're not here to crack jests, Jason. My point about money in politics is this. A lot of our politicians today, they can be bought and sold, which is when you can buy them or sell them. You know,
right.
They're corruptible. They're influenceable. For me, as someone who's presidential, I just want to let you know that if you're a corporate interest and you're trying to buy me out, I prefer Cash App. But I can do Zelle as well.
Okay. Do you think that's how it's I guess anymore that could be right.
I think so. I think
It
that I
could
think. Well, I
just be
think
a
what
cash
happens is
app
they
that
go
is
into my office with a big bag that has a big dollar sign
right.
painted on it, in
That's the
ideally in
ideal way.
green, maybe in black,
Yeah.
possibly gold.
And you're in there with your top hat and monocle, your waistcoat.
I'm there smoking my Cuban cigars,
Right.
my Cuban geek bar
Your
vapes.
Cuban vape. That's yep.
Dude, I want a Cuban vape so
Just
bad.
do they make them?
Let me look it up.
I I assume most vapes are from China, to be honest with you.
Vaping in
From
Cuba.
like somewhere somewhere in Asia
So you can't
with a
bring a
cheap
vape into Cuba and it will be
okay.
confiscated, but there's no law against vaping in Cuba. So it's technically not banned to vape, but you can't sell or bring a vape. So yeah, it's banned to vape.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
sucks.
Well, they have those cigars anyway, right?
We should.
People like those.
People do like
I
their
don't know. Are you?
cigars. They have a cancer
Are you
vaccine too. So I guess you could just
that's what I
smoke
heard.
there.
Are you? Do you like cigars? You're not really a smoker, but people that's kind of different.
Is it my rugged vibe
I
that
don't
makes
know.
you picture me? My kind of Hemingwayan vibe that you picture me with a cigar and a scotch
That's right.
when I do my pontificating.
Yeah. Yes, that's exactly it. No, I've never liked cigars. I couldn't tell you like tried a few different kinds, but
I've enjoyed a cigar.
it's not I don't know. It's not for me.
I think that
Just give me
I like a few puffs of a cigar. I don't like having a whole cigar. That's the problem.
right. Yeah, first of all, that's enormous. Yeah, I don't know. Just give me a good old fashioned Lucky Strike.
Being a cigar
Give me a
smoker,
filterless cigarette.
being a cigar smoker is like if you had to eat Dagwood sandwiches. Jesus Christ, I have aphasia today. It's my dementia count. If you had to eat Dagwood sandwiches and just pretend that they were the most refined thing the whole way through.
Right.
It's how fucking Shaggy and Scooby Doo smoke.
I guess I've smoked blunts, so that's as that's as close as I've come to enjoying a cigar.
Smoke weed every day. Well, I guess speaking of which, we should get on to the show, shouldn't we?
Probably.
I'm excited because Jason, I've not joined you for dinner in almost a year.
No. Yeah, it's been a while.
But right now, I think we are having dinner together because I'm having my favorite dinner of all, 3 to 4 beers.
Yeah, that's usually breakfast for me, but dinner time I've moved on to whiskey straight from the bottle.
What you do is then you have 3 slices of turkey bacon and a single orange later.
Yep.
And it's healthy because it's lean meat and a single orange.
That's right.
I actually have to make a correction too. So last week,
please,
I said the best McDonald's breakfast is the sausage biscuit.
Well, that's right.
But
yeah, you did say that.
Recently, Dad, my life is not in crisis, but I did recently get McDonald's breakfast again. And I gotta say, the McGriddle. You ever have a McGriddle?
You like those?
Yeah, you ever have one?
Yeah, I tried one. It's a little sweet for me. A little too sweet, but I can see the appeal.
See the appeal. It's very diplomatic. Maybe you should be the politician here and not me, you know? When I'm president, we're going to put a McGriddle in every pot. Whether you want it or not.
Right. Here's your McGriddle. Yeah. Just, right. Well, with all, again, not to lean too much into contemporary politics, with all of these folks in the government being laid off, that sounds like that's a workable platform. Is you're going to bring them all back, and they hand deliver McGriddles to every single American.
Exactly. We're going to build a McDonald's.
The kind of project. Yeah.
We're going to trick Doge into rehiring the government workers. We're going to build a McDonald's in each of these government offices. We're going to overstaff it, and then the overstaffed McDonald's are going to do the actual government work. But also, we're
couldn't
going
do
to
any
give a
worse, I
McGriddle
imagine.
to every single American.
Oh,
I don't
that
care
sounds
if you're
good. I'm
diabetic. I
behind
don't
that.
care if you're vegan. I don't care if you're lactose intolerant, sausage intolerant, syrup intolerant, whatever you are. Or just plain racist. You're getting a McGriddle.
Or just intolerant. Yeah.
Well, welcome to Underworld
Yeah.
News tonight, ladies and gentlemen, where we don't offer usually McGriddle-based stimulus packages.
Modern problems require modern solutions.
Do you think it would have been better or worse for Biden if instead of doing the $2,000 stimulus, which was obviously all we needed during the pandemic, obviously it was enough money.
You're right. Problem solved.
What if it was either? Now, obviously, he can't deliver that many McGriddles. Not that many people could eat them that fast before they go bad, even though they stay good for a while.
That's right.
They probably freeze okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what if instead it was all coupons for $2,000 worth of McGriddles? But it was price fixed at the 2020 value. So a McGriddle in 2020, just a sausage McGriddle. Again, I don't like the McDonald's eggs, so just a sausage McGriddle was what, $5? 2020. I mean, it's a lot.
Oh,
now.
I think it's even cheaper than that.
Yeah, probably like $3 in 2020. It's all super expensive now. Yeah, so $3 in 2020. 2,000 McGriddles. That's like what, $633. $2,000, 633 McGriddles. That is 2 meals a day for a year of McGriddle.
That's right.
And if we included sausage and a hash brown on that, and we didn't even subtract that from the 2K, my argument for the McGriddle is this: everything else at McDonald's, I could legitimately easily make a better version of at home. Like besides the hash brown, the fries,
hash browns are good,
and the McGriddle.
Yeah,
I guess I could maybe make a small
a
small pancake with maple syrup in the batter, and then use that as a sandwich for like a sausage patty. But I don't know if that would work.
That just sounds like what a pain in the ass. I'm not doing that. Like I could do that, but that's
you know what I would say about that.
Way too much.
You know what
work.
I would say about that. Before I proceed, if I have to do that, I just want to say, Jason, this joke is really good. It might be too good. So, like, if it's too good, and you have a heart attack, well, you're old, so I just want to let you know you might want to take your Lipitor.
Understood.
Is that the one that stops you from having a heart attack, or is that the one that gives you a boner?
Boy, I don't know. Isn't Lipitor? I thought it was cholesterol. I don't know.
What's your heart attack medicine?
I'm not on that. Marijuana. No, I don't know.
That definitely makes your blood pressure go up.
Does it?
Yeah, no, weed's not good for your blood pressure.
Oh.
Because even when it, definitely sativa's not, but even indica, because, like, the high effect, like, part of it is that it makes blood beat faster, like, your heart beat faster at certain points, certain parts of your brain. So if you had a Fitbit on while you were smoking weed, your heart rate would go up. Man, we're giving a lot of information on this episode today.
I had no idea.
We talked about the McGriddle. But anyway, we need to get back to me making the best joke of all time. Take your goddamn Lipitor.
Yes.
Okay, so we were talking about, let's reset. Yeah. We were talking about the McGriddle, right? I said, the McGriddle's the thing. I can't make a better version of at home. We said some shit about the hash brown and the French fries, not relevant anymore, right? So I said, well, and then you said, you're right, Andrew. You're so smart. You're making me want to quit the CIA every day. You're also so supple. What's your secret? You're so thin. I heard you just hit 145 pounds recently. I could destroy your tight little body, Andrew. And I said, Jason, I just want to talk about my ideas right now. Anyway, I was going to say the McGriddle is the thing I can't make a better version of at home. However, what I think I could do is make a small pancake with maple syrup in the batter, make 2 of those. And I have to use a cookie cutter, but I could, put a sausage patty in between those. And then you said, I'm not doing all that. And then this is the best joke of all time because we were talking about the McGriddle. So I said, Jason, you know what I would have to say if after putting it all that work and it not tasting as good as the McDonald's version, I would say, ba 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 ba, I'm hating it.
Yeah, that was all right. It's kind of a long walk to get there, but
well, I had to make sure they understood what we were talking about.
Right, 30 seconds prior. Yeah. Yeah. No, No, I guess you're right, but I'm not. Maybe with like Eggo waffles.
I
'Cause those
I have
already
Eggo
made.
waffles in the freezer. I fucking love Eggo waffles, but they're too crispy. I like Eggo waffles. It's very crispy.
Right, but you make a sandwich out of that. Put some your breakfast meat of choice.
What's your Eggo waffle flavor of choice? So I get buttermilk. Sometimes I'll get chocolate chip, but I've decided I'm too old for chocolate chip, so I just get buttermilk now.
Buttermilk or blueberry.
Blueberry, yeah.
I
I
like
don't like home
blueberry occasionally.
style. Home style, not
No,
in my home. First
that's
off,
right.
they're all home style because the
Oof.
only place I can get a frozen waffle is at my or someone else's home. If I go to a restaurant and they give me an Eggo waffle, I gotta leave.
You gotta be pretty pissed. Yeah,
Eggo makes
that's a pretty
pancakes too. I
shitty
don't want
restaurant.
that. I don't like a frozen
No,
pancake.
mm-mm. No, it doesn't work the same.
Oh, that's the other thing I was going to say about
I don't
my
know.
recent McDonald's breakfast excursion, and then we'll actually start the podcast. I think our
No,
listener retention is about the same when we do this. I think people just like hearing us bullshit, so I think this is fine. Let us know in the comments if
yeah,
you need us to get to the fucking point. But
we don't really have one.
what was I even talking? Oh, so I was at McDonald's. I was like, man, this
Yeah.
breakfast is taking a long time. What the fuck is going on? Two people
Mhm.
ordered the big breakfast with hotcakes.
Oh shit!
So
That just ground
they
everything.
ground
All
everything because they got to make that like on the spot. They got to kind
they
of
had to go
that's
find
the
like
they have to find. I
go
think they
find the
sell
batter
like two of
mix.
those a
Yeah,
day.
right. Like fuck, someone ordered this. Around here, maybe it's the case in NYC too, but I'm a big fan of the breakfast burrito, honestly. And we have so many little like Mexican restaurants, like
Yeah,
on
that's what I was gonna say.
there's
I
like
would never
4 or
get a
5
I
on
would
every
never get a
block.
McDonald's breakfast burrito because
No,
I could get.
no,
There's
I don't
breakfast
think I've ever
tacos
had
out
one.
here.
Yeah, but yeah, I have so many better breakfast options at
Yeah,
this point.
but sometimes you want a McGriddle. You can't get the McGriddle anywhere else.
No, you cannot get the McGriddle.
That's the
No,
one. That's the McDonald's ace in the hole. I think because it used to be
yeah,
the Big Mac, but the Big Mac sauce is just Thousand Island.
yeah. I don't know why they're so coy about it. Like secret sauce.
Also, every time I've ordered a Big Mac recently, I recently stopped keeping kosher. Not that recently, like about a year. Sorry, about a year ago now. This 3 to 4 beer dinner really affecting me. About a year
Yeah,
ago now. So I've been eating a lot of like garbage food and somehow still losing weight.
sure.
Um, But
It's the
it's
tapeworms.
the tapeworms, dude. It's the fucking tapeworms.
That's
But forget what we're talking about.
No, yeah.
We've been on it. This is a
I'm
good
not,
time for
yeah.
us to get to the show and stop talking about the breakfast corner.
Right.
Welcome to Underworld News Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, where we bring you the weird, the wacky, and the wild news of the week. I'm Andrew Michaels, your host, man of the people, fan of the McGriddle, and I am joined, as always, by our co-host, Jason Strong, who has his own McDonald's connection and his own McGriddle connection. He was in 2003 when McDonald's launched the McGriddle. Jason was sued by the chain to remove that name from his Beaver Creek-based sex cult.
That's right. Uh-huh. That was a real disappointment. We had all the merch, everything printed up.
Yeah.
The Beaver McGriddles. McGriddle Beavers.
Dude, it was a bad day for guys who like them syrupy.
They shut it down. No, I worked at I've never worked at McDonald's.
Of course you've never worked at McDonald's, you fucking elitist goddamn motherfuckers.
No.
You know who did work at McDonald's? Our president, Donald Trump.
Oh, he did it for a day.
Where they definitely didn't just have him like move fries around in a drive-through window for a bit.
Right. And they gave him an apron. I don't remember an apron. No, I did work at Burger King though. Man. And I do not care for their breakfast.
No, they don't have a very good breakfast at all. They don't have a very good lunch or dinner either.
No, they really don't.
I think if one fast food chain were to go away and not be missed, I think it'd have to be Burger King.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
What's worse than Burger King? Little Caesars?
White Castles?
White Castle.
But that's not really a national. Like that's
I think
that's
there's White
regional.
Castle around here, and White Castle has the frozen food line, and the
Right.
frozen food
It's like
line's popular,
east. Yeah.
and they have an influence
Mhm.
on film through the Harold and Kumar series.
That's
So
right.
here's what I'm saying. Look, so we're looking at the big fast foods, right? Like
Uh-huh.
McDonald's, I think will always have its place. People are slagging them off. I'm not going to stand for it. I stand with Ronald McDonald.
Right.
And I've
In this time of crisis.
never regretted a stance with a fast food mascot on this show before. So
That's right. It never.
That's fine.
Always paid off. Yeah.
Subway.
Uh,
Subway. I think that
Subway could go away.
they
I
need
think.
a new Fogel. They need a new Fogel, not with the molesting, but with the sandwich eating. They need a guy to come out and say, I eat all these sandwiches and I don't molest people. And
Don't they? I feel like they have football stars now, right? They have kind of a rotating crew.
oh, so now it's not. They stop you from molesting people. They give you the energy to beat your adult wife instead.
Well, that's kind of a dark interpretation of Subway.
So I think they should stay, actually, Jason. That's a good point. Moving on, we got Wendy's.
Wendy's okay.
We are at 20 minutes on this show. Fuck it. We got Wendy's. Wendy's is fine. But Burger King's the shitty. Taco Bell is great. Taco Bell gets too much shit. I love Taco Bell. It's also the most vegetarian friendly.
It's also, at least everywhere I've lived, Taco Bell's the one that you could get at like 3 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
More often than not.
And you can't beat a Crunch
Wendy's
Wrap.
does. No. They don't really have a mascot, though, do they?
They used to have the Chihuahua. There used to be a Taco Bell Chihuahua.
Right. That was a long
and
time
people
ago.
didn't like it because it implied that you were eating dog food, and that's bad. Jason, I haven't even introduced you yet. I haven't even introduced you. No, I did introduce you. Said you got sued for the Ohio McGriddle.
That's right,
thing.
the McGriddles. Yeah, That was my sex cult.
Just lead into a story, Jason. We're wasting too much fucking
McGriddles. Time. All right. Are you how do you feel about true crime?
True crime?
True crime. Yeah.
You know what's a true crime? The two-party system trying to stop me from being in the White House right now. Telling me, you're That's Andrew Michaels, you're not 35. Andrew Michaels, you're an illegal immigrant. Andrew Michaels, you are mired in multiple scandals, including the Teapot Dome somehow. Andrew Michaels, you're a Vietnam draft dodger somehow.
Right.
All of these things that they're saying about me.
Yeah.
That's why I am running on the Reform Party line. So, yeah, I know a bit about true crime, but what were you going to say?
Nothing. I was making conversation. No. No, our first story, true crime adjacent, comes to us from okmagazine.com.
You know what?
This is Oprah's joint,
You're
right?
saying...
Is she okay?
No, she's
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Oprah is...
And you're right, it is. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. And you know what I'm going to say?
Okay.
Jason, and I'm gonna say this right now, and maybe I should use this in an ad for my presidential campaign, right? So picture this, and this is my message, and then I'm gonna tell you to picture the ad. So first I'm gonna say this because you said it's OK Magazine, and this is a crime story. Jason,
yes, it is
crime. Yeah. Listen to this. Wrap your little uncircumcised Catholic boorish penis around this.
That's what you do. Yeah.
Crime is never okay.
Oh, shit.
So now picture the ad, right? There's Wall Street fat cats doing what they do. Drinking a lot of milk out of a bowl because they're fat cats, right? Eating a lot of lasagna. Not liking Mondays, that sort of a thing. So we got the Wall Street...
As your fat cats.
Yeah. We got our Wall Street fat cats. We got our pharmaceutical dealers, but they're selling the opiate drugs. And then we got our drug dealers on the street, and we put them in close succession to imply, Jason, that they're the same, right? And then we got a guy on the street with a switchblade, and he says, "Give me your money," but it's a white guy. It is a white. We got to make sure, very important, we show a white guy in the ad,
exactly.
Right? And he's robbing a black lady in a wheelchair who also is in a military uniform.
Oh man, that guy sounds like
she
a real
lost her
asshole.
legs in World War II, but she's in the uniform today because it's laundry day.
Sure, World War, yeah. And she's what, 110?
Yeah, and she outgrew the uniform, right, in her middle age, but now she's shrunk with old age.
Now, yeah,
so she fits into it again. But that's besides the point. So he robs her, and then, it's like, what's going on? There's all these crimes. Who has an answer? And then it cuts to me on this very podcast that the lamestream media is going to try to use against me because I've maybe said some things that if you misinterpret things, them, could be implied as an offense of Jared Fogle.
Right.
Which I've never done.
Right.
But then it cuts to me saying, crime is never okay. And then it shows a bunch of people holding hands and going to synagogue and church. Mostly church. I got to play down the Jew thing.
Yeah, you really should.
I should start.
I mean, if you want to be elected president, that's
true. That's why they tried to stop Bernie.
That's right. What was I doing? Oh, we're reading a story from OK. It's OK, True Crime, written by Matt Richards.
All right.
Casey Anthony slammed for rebranding herself as a women/LGBT law advocate 16 years after death of her daughter Kaylee. Quote, "You should really be ashamed of yourself."
Okay. Jason.
Do you remember this case at all?
I would have been vividly remember the Casey Anthony case. I was about 13 when it happened. So I remember it quite well. And the Casey Anthony case is when I realized a problem that would get me in trouble a lot in my life. Which is, Jason, I think that some of the women, not all, and my current girlfriend's great, but I think that some of the women I'm attracted to might not be good people.
Sure.
Because I remember watching that trial, and granted, I was 13, so I don't think it took much, but Casey Anthony, I was like, would. And then she came on the TikTok now, and she's all jacked and in the sleeveless and stuff. And I'm like, man, put me in a fucking garbage bag.
Oh my God!
You think they're going to use that against me in the presidential campaign, Jason?
No, I think it was very tasteful.
Yes, as my campaign manager, would you advise against that joke or jokes in that vein going forward?
I think our current president has shown us there's really no limits to what you could say or
all right.
have said that will disqualify you. I recognize the name, but see, my problem is, here's some dark social commentary. There's been so many of these fucking murder cases that hit mass media that I can't keep them straight. So I hear Casey Anthony and I think, well, that's a murderer.
Yeah.
But other than that, well, and truth be told,
and now that she's all jacked, you're like, OJ?
She wasn't convicted.
Yeah,
so I guess
she's
I can't
innocent.
Say she's a murderer.
She's an alleged alleged murderer.
But no, I get them confused all the time. Where did they arrest the perp? Where did they find the body? I get it all
So normally I go in pretty blind to these stories, but I watched this video. I'm pretty terminally on TikTok. So I watched this video, and she says she's a legal advocate now.
Yes.
I don't think being on trial for murder makes you a legal advocate.
Qualifies. Yeah, and as we'll see, someone actually raised that point. But let me here, we'll get started here. Casey Anthony being lambasted after attempting to reinvent herself nearly 16 years after her daughter's death. Lambasted, that's a fun word.
Yeah, you really
Haven't heard
emphasize the
seen that.
lamb. I've never heard somebody say lambasted like that before.
Lambasted. How did you said lambasted?
Lambasted, yeah.
Is that what's the right way to say it?
Let me ask
lambasted.
our good friend Merriam-Webster.
Okay, I'll keep going. On March 1st, Anthony revealed on TikTok she was starting a new quote series. I'm a legal advocate, she shared.
Apparently it's
I'm
lambasted.
Oh, lambasted.
Yeah, hold on. Let me go ahead and share this just to prove it.
I don't like that at all. I believe you, but
lambasted.
Oh shit.
Let me see if it's different. God. Yeah, so lambasted.
That's terrible.
Dude.
I don't like that at all.
So anyway, she's being lambasted.
That's right. That sounds like something a chef does.
I would do. That's what fittingly, that's what I was saying before, dude. Like, I know she's a murderer, but I would still lambaste Casey Anthony, dude.
There it is. Well done.
I would. If she's being lambasted, is there a video?
Let's plug that into the Pornhub. Stepmom plus lambasted.
Former mom lambasted.
No, okay. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna say lambasted.
Lumbasted.
That's awful. Where was I? A legal advocate researcher. I've been in the field since 2011.
Man,
and in this capacity, I know. In this capacity, I feel that it's necessary if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter.
All right.
Anthony.
Great start.
Yeah. I think she sort of might have missed the boat with advocating for her daughter. Anthony explained the series was, quote, not about her daughter or parents, although it just said that, noting this was not in response to anything they'd done. The whole, quote, the whole point of this is to begin to reintroduce myself, she explained. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. Anthony shared her goal is to, quote, continue to help give a voice to people.
You know? I think that legal advocate...
I don't think I like any of this. Yeah.
First off, I don't think that you said this, but she said in the video, my daughter is Casey Anthony. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say, was.
Right. Yeah.
But also, I feel like maybe instead of legal advocate, she should stick to something more in her wheelhouse, like garbage bag reviews.
Or swimming pool safety.
Is that how she died?
I believe so. I think. Well, okay. I think the cause of death was just like undetermined homicide.
Mm-hmm.
I think that they were trying to say that the kid drowned, mm-hmm. and then the grandpa who lived with him got rid of the body.
Man, as grandpas do.
So that's right.
I mean, if I had to trust anyone in my family to get rid of a body, it would be Steve. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. My grandpas both fought in World War II, so I'm comfortably certain they would know how to get rid of a body if the push came to shove.
Japanese?
Belgium, oddly. No. Yes, Japanese.
They were they kept their lives at Pearl Harbor.
Yep. That's right. Yeah. What was I? Oh, quote, one of the main reasons that I'm doing this there are people close to me that have been targeted and attacked recently. She elaborated, quote, there are also people close to me that I've had some recent things occur, and when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. This is like a jumble. I can't really parse. I mean, I guess it's a TikTok video, so
Sometimes you gotta
it's
kill
probably
your
not like
daughter.
scripted, but
Sometimes you gotta kill your daughter, Jason.
Anthony,
Anthony said this. Leland Palmer said this. Spoiler alert.
Anthony, who referred to herself as a, quote, proponent for the LGBTQ community, shared she is going to look at the platform she had, quote, thrust upon her as a blessing opposed to the curse it's been since 2008.
It's not
I'm
a platform.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, sorry.
What do you
This
mean
is so
like
gross.
a platform is when people want to hear what you have to say. If people want you to go to jail and like the conclusion after the trial is you're guilty. By the way, so I saw a response to this. I saw a response to this on TikTok, and this will tell you something about the app, where somebody was talking about the video, and they said, not only did she kill her daughter, but she also blamed her nanny, a woman of color, for this.
Yeah, for kidnapping. Yeah.
I just want to say, like, that is a bad thing to do. She already killed her daughter.
Right.
You had me at infanticide, you know?
Right. Yeah, this is all pretty gross.
But dude, like, all right, is there a picture of what she looks like now in the article?
There's several. Excuse me. They're still frames from the TikTok video, so they're all her in a car. Which is, I don't use TikTok a lot. Is that required by law?
It is.
Like, and since they brought it back, you have to use it. And
that gives her Republican vibes, which you'd think would be a turnoff for me, Jason. You'd think that would be a turnoff for me.
Oh no,
it should.
No, I don't. Actually.
It should. It's not.
It should, but yeah, no.
It's not. I want a lady who stormed the Capitol to sit on my face. Jason, but the point about this picture of Casey Anthony, both let me know if you agree with the sentiment, and also let me know if this is in poor taste to say about Casey Anthony specifically.
I think that ship has sailed.
All right. Let me know if this is in poor taste to say about Casey Anthony specifically. Choke me, mommy.
Oh my God.
Sorry.
This is gonna ruin my presidential run.
Ex-mommy.
That's right. Yeah, keep it straight. Yes, I agree. She is conventionally attractive. I'm not going to say anything else if I knew nothing but these pictures. Yeah.
And you'd think, Jason.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If this is a bad thing to say, I'm joking. I know she did it, right? And that should, at the very least, make me less attracted to her. Or ideally not attracted to her at all, or less attracted to her. Or at the very least, be neutral. And I think
this isn't going great.
The fact that she did it might be a contributor to some of my feelings. And that's not good, right? That doesn't reflect well on me.
No. You're still seeing, you're talking to a therapist still?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah. This is, maybe bring this up. Maybe this is something you want to dive into as, maybe your feelings here.
My therapist looks like she's never filmed a TikTok in a car.
Yeah.
Can't be vulnerable with her.
That's why you got to shop around. There should be on the on like your insurance website where it says what kind of what type of therapy they do, what they specialize in. It should say TikTok.
TikTok how hot do you want your therapist? I want like a 7.2. I want them attractive enough for me to want to open up, but not so attractive that I'm like, you have different problems.
But distracting.
Not even as a distract. So I think very hot people have problems, but they have very different problems than you or I have. They have problems of like.
Wait, don't assume. I'm not. I don't understand the hot people.
They have problems of like people are trying to buy my underwear and shit that we don't have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
People try to buy your underwear.
Yeah.
Who? Goodwill?
Goodwill doesn't pay for stuff.
We've never seen that size. Large around the thigh, yet tight around the crotch.
Right. Yeah. One leg hole is real big and the other's real small, like just.
We call it the Hanes Tiny Tim.
That's right. I mean, obviously, this point, you know, I can appreciate that the LGBTQ, we'll go ahead and say IA plus too, community maybe could use some advocates.
I don't think you need to add more people when it's Casey Anthony. I will say that. I think the fewer people, the better. I think we should start. No, I would never normally say this, and don't clip this out of context. But when it's like Casey Anthony is advocating for, I think you got to clip out as many letters as possible.
Right. I'll second that. But yeah, this is all sort of weird and gross. I mean, I guess you got to get on with your life, but
not after you kill your daughter. No, not after you kill your daughter, though. No, they're like, look, Dostoevsky, Crime and Punishment and all that. I read books. I read books and stuff. I'm reading a book right now that's not that. But, at the end of the day, like, if you kill your daughter, I don't think you get to move on. I don't know, man. Like, there are things you don't get to... You get to, like, not be tracked down by the world to the ends of the earth, I guess. But you don't get to, like, re-emerge in the public eye.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I agree totally that, like, keep a low profile.
Yeah.
And people made this joke down in the comments, but like, if you're going to advocate for anything, advocate for who the fuck killed your daughter if it wasn't you. You know, like, as it is, if
what if it was OJ though? Nobody and now knows. He's gone.
Well, that was 2008. Where was OJ in 2008?
He was
because he went back to jail.
I think he went back to jail in 2009.
Well, could have been, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even want to say he did it because OJ was innocent, obviously.
Well, I mean, according to the criminal justice system.
And me.
And me, yeah. I am proverbially
No, I don't know. I don't know if I think OJ was innocent or not. We'll check the polls in
Ohio. I haven't finished reading his book, so I don't know yet. I don't know how it ends. I am God damn it. I am proverbially standing in the light, embracing this peace. She concluded, telling followers she'll be keeping her privacy intact.
Well, that's not how posting a TikTok works.
This is awful.
I think we've got enough of this story, the vibe of this story, if it's not done.
No, we're done. I don't want to talk about this anymore. But and peace isn't spelled like P-E-A-C-E, like inner peace. It's spelled P-I-E-C-E, like puzzle piece.
Like a piece of
So what does that sentence even mean?
It would be really funny if, like, someone's trying to take your slice of pizza and you give a lecture that's basically like, I killed my fucking daughter, so I'll be keeping my peace.
Right. This is my peace. That's right. I'd back off. I'd back the fuck.
Dude,
okay.
Again, man, Casey Anthony, you're a bad person. You're an awful person. You could sit on my face in that Ford Escalade if you want.
Man,
thanks for listening, Dad.
Bold stance to take. You're gonna be maybe that's your calling. You should be an advocate for women murderers, like murderers who are
Oh,
women.
well, if they're pot. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
There's got to be a podcast about that, right?
I
You
think
think
that the
there's
point is that Casey Anthony should be in prison and I should be giving her conjugal.
Yeah.
Is that a fair point?
Well,
is that going to please all sides of this issue?
you're showing those compromise skills that will make you an excellent
I'm the Mitt
president in
Romney of
2028.
podcasting.
That's left your dog on the roof of the car.
This motherfucker, I would leave him. You know something, Jason? I spent a lot of time thinking about how I would stop 9/11. Like if I was there in one of the planes.
Uh-huh.
And here's what I think I would do. So presumably nobody who's there was alive, because I don't know if you know a lot about 9/11, but it had a very high fatality rate, especially in the actual plane.
Yeah.
But presumably they went out and were like, hey, sorry to bother you guys. Take all the blue chips you want, but we are hijacking the plane and we're going to fly it into some buildings, so we're all going to die because your country's bad. Sorry about that. Other than that, we hope the flight was good. Like, presumably it was something like that, right?
Okay.
So then I'm going to say, whoa, hijacking a plane. I'm going to say it really loudly, too, because I had a loud voice. I'm going to say, whoa, hijacking a plane? That sounds a little gay to me. Right?
You sure?
And I don't know if you know anything at that. I don't know what you know about 9/11. How much do you know about 9/11?
I think I'm fairly well informed.
Yeah, so it was a plane got flown into some buildings, right? And also a field in Pennsylvania and the Pentagon. Two here as well. And the point is that, like, when I said, oh, hijacking a plane, that's a little gay. That's against their religion, right? Mm-hmm. So they'd be like, shit, are we allowed to do that, actually? That's a good point. It is a little gay because we're inside the cockpit, and if boats are girls, then planes are boys.
Yeah? Is that how that works?
I think so. Well, that's what I would say to them. If they were like, it's not, how is it gay to hijack a plane? I'd say, if boats are girls, planes are boys.
But not to, I guess, first of all, you're not on camera. I don't know if you're
I'm on camera. I should be on camera.
Okay.
Oh, no, I was leaning too far back, though.
Maybe it's just, maybe it's just the way I have it.
Yeah, I should lean somewhere else, but yeah, you're
right. As someone who grew up in Beaver Creek, Ohio, with Wright-Patterson Air Force Base right there, the Air Force Museum, which I would visit not infrequently. It's a good class field trip.
Did they have McGriddle?
No, we didn't have that kind of technology back then. We were stuck with the Egg McMuffin. Man. I don't think they even had sausage McMuffins yet.
That's crazy.
You can only get that weird ham.
Maybe it's a little dramatic. I would have killed myself.
But anyway, as someone who has spent some time at the Air Force Museum looking at old airplanes, a lot of the World War II airplanes have women's names.
Women's names were guys' names back then, though. Lindsay.
Enola?
Lindsay was a guy's name.
Sure.
We've got Lindsey Graham, a senator.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen the allegations thrown his way about having sex with gay prostitutes.
No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, people are saying that Lindsey Graham had sex with gay prostitutes. And my thing is, like, that's what you pay him for.
Who? The prostitutes?
Yeah, am I crazy about this? Right? Like, why are people mad about this? Like, what is he going to pay him to move his fucking furniture?
Yeah. No, that's a good point.
It's crazy to me that you could support every war known to man, is the point. But you hire one Thai rent boy, and all of a sudden, everybody's losing their goddamn minds.
I think that's a fair argument, actually.
Right?
I
Like,
think that's
what's the
maybe,
Syrian dead boy to Thai rent boy ratio in U.S. politics? I think it should be
yeah,
reversed.
yeah. That's a bold stance. Should make that part of your campaign.
I will. I'm gonna hire. I'm gonna hire a bunch of sex workers. Some of them to fuck me. Some of them to fuck my advisors. Some of them to appear next to me and look sexy on stage and oiled up and shit. Right? And to stand by me
Yeah.
and build up
Uh-huh.
the vibe. But either
No,
way,
that's,
less
yeah.
war. We're gonna be
Hmm.
hornier and less belligerent.
I think that's actually an awesome campaign platform. I would totally vote for horny and less belligerent
Dude, all
as
right.
the direction
All right, the
United
Reform
States
Party
needs to
still
go.
exists, but it has fractured. Do you think I could get the nomination?
Is that the one? Who are some candidates?
Ross
Was
Perot,
that like
Jesse
okay,
Ventura. Like
Perot?
in its heyday, it was like Perot,
Oh,
Ventura. Then it was like they
got
nominated
it.
Nader in 2000 because they don't really have like principles.
I
It's
was
just
gonna
like
say,
the two
yeah,
party system
Nader.
is bad.
Right. Well, right, and also reform doesn't really communicate
So that's what I'm saying,
very
Jason.
much.
Do you
Like
think I could
it
get
could
this
mean anything.
nomination?
I think it's in the bag.
It would be
I
good
think you
for
keep doing
them,
this
and it would be
podcast.
maybe
Yeah.
bad for the pod.
I don't know. I just saw that. I mean, he's only a governor, so he doesn't have the awesome responsibilities of the president.
Or a
But
podcaster.
well, no, but Newsom out in California, didn't he? He started a podcast, so he's got some time on his hands,
Oh
right?
man, you
I
know
think he
what?
can pull it off.
Let me know if this is a crazy idea. Let me know if you think like maybe we're out of line too. Like, because I do agree he probably has some points that I don't agree with. And then we should get to the next story. But you think Newsom would be open to the Veep spot? If I tone down the pro Fogel, anti-Italian American rhetoric.
Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about hair gel? What's your?
I'm a moose guy. That's why I got
Okay.
curly hair.
See, that might be.
My barber shop just got shut down by the IRS. Actually, I have to find a new barber shop.
That's awesome.
That's not even a joke. It's just an update in my life.
That's so awesome.
And I should have known it was coming because my barber was like, "Do you like?" I paid cash, and my barber was like, "Honestly, man, they've not been paying me at this shop. I'm just gonna take this and leave today." And like, as a joke. If anyone's listening who matters, it's a joke. But so like,
I can't. No one works at the IRS anymore. So
that's fair. No, I think that's the one thing that's going to stay, dude. I think that we will not. They're going to take our money.
Barbershops. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to find a new place to get a fade. That's why my hair. I'm looking a little more Jufro-y as of late. Finding a new barbershop is so hard. I got divorced, and I have to find a new barbershop in the last year. And well, I have to find a new barbershop twice. I moved, and I got to find a new barbershop again. And the barbershop's pretty. It's not as hard as the divorce, but it's up there.
I can see that. I can. Maybe I'm just admitting how basic I am. But after trying going to the fancy hipster barbershops, where the guy has like suspenders and a jaunty cap, and dude, I just go to Great Clips now.
I go to black barbershops, I go to Italian barbershops, or I go to Latino barbershops. Those are the three that I go to. I don't go to a white hipster barbershop. I don't go to a salon. I definitely don't go to a Great Clips or a Sports Clips or anything like that, especially now I live on the East Coast. I got curly hair. I got to get anybody in the broader curly hair community.
Right, has to understand your unique,
you don't understand what
needs.
It's like, Jason. I envy you. Basic white. White bread, long haired. I bet back in the day,
Wavy.
your long, luscious locks. Wooed the fro lines at Woodstock.
It did. Yeah. I had long hair. Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? Now you don't. Now you have a
Now I'm paying for it.
Now you got a lowercase u. Yeah, that's why I gotta get this haircut. I think keeping your hair long does make you go bald.
Yeah. All right. You know what? I'm gonna skip advice. We'll just go to the other story.
Let's do it. Yeah, we've been podcasting for an
We're
hour.
pushing an hour.
And you know what?
I'm
The
already
audience should be
getting sick
grateful.
of this. No, yeah. Our final story today comes to us from something called townflex.com.
Townflex, which is the sexiest town. No cities. Townflex?
Townflex, Flex.
Yeah, so like, which is the sexiest, most jacked, oiled up, thick booty town? No cities allowed. I'm going with Rochester, Texas. Thick thighs, don't tell lies. Just kidding. Thick thighs do tell lies. Be careful, gentlemen.
I would go with Rockville, Wyoming. I got stuck there once.
Man,
It's a long story. I ended up sleeping in a Walmart parking lot.
I love a town named after my favorite closeted actor.
Rockville Hudson.
Yeah, Rock Hudson. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The Flintstones character. He was at the Water Buffalo Lodge.
It's
with,
really funny.
Fred and Barney.
All right, listen. It's tragic the lives that gay people lived in the 50s. And as a member of the queer community myself, and I know being bi is different, you pass, whatever, but I've sucked a few dicks in my day, especially in the last 6 months. And,
sure.
like, I'll say this. It's tragic the lives that people in the queer community had to live back in the day. Mm-hmm. It's really funny to be a closeted actor and be like, I need to pick the least gay name I can. Rock works.
That's right.
Like, that's funny. You know, like, you got to admit, dude.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'll give you that.
Let's do the story.
But yeah, this is townflex.com, written by Sturmy.
Sturmy!
Yeah. It's got his nickname. Headline: Piglets left to starve as part of a controversial art exhibition in Denmark have been stolen.
Well, good. Good. Because even if they're being raised to make food, that's better. Like, I would rather be fattened up and killed on a... Actually, I don't know. Would you rather starve to death or die on a factory farm? It's the opposite ends of each extreme, Jason.
Yeah,
Is this a good theme to explore on our comedy podcast?
Right. Especially considering we met at a job that involved animal welfare.
Yeah, but working at that job was like living on a factory farm.
A little bit, yeah.
A lot. After you left, dude, a lot.
Yeah. They put you all in like little cages where you couldn't move. You just got like fatter and fatter with the...
I definitely got fatter and
feeding.
I'm 145 pounds now. I was 198 pounds the day I left that job.
Yeah. No, it was...
But I will not say... I will not say which organization we worked for. That would be illegal, and we could get sued, and I'm not going to do that.
That's right. No. We'll leave it. Leave it as a mystery.
Leave it as a mystery.
All right. In
the arms of an angel. Sorry.
No, okay. In an unexpected twist to an already controversial art exhibit in Denmark.
Singing a song at an opportune time that might imply something.
No. Right, especially since you got the lyrics wrong.
That's not... I got the lyrics right. I said in the arms of an angel. What other lyrics are there?
Isn't it in the arms of the angels?
No, it's called Arms of an Angel, right? Let me fucking check. I might be thinking of Lips of an Angel.
I don't know. Some other body part.
Yeah, it's in the arms of... Wait, no. This is a different song by some guy named Nicholas McDonald. No, it's called... Yeah, no, the song goes, You're in the arms of an angel. You fucking liar, Jason. This is a CIA plot to undermine the faith of the American people in the Reform Party, basically nominee at this point for president in 2028, Andrew
Right.
J. Michaels the First.
Well, I'm trying to use the platform that's been thrust upon me by this podcast to create a Mandela effect where people will misremember the lyrics to a Sarah McLachlan song,
Yeah.
and it'll like forever change history.
I'm thinking of
Just like Berenstain versus Berenstain Bears.
Jason.
It's gonna blow people's minds for
You're
decades to
lucky
come.
I'm keeping you on. The good news is I'm keeping you on as my CIA director.
Okay.
The bad news is the first CIA mission I'm going to order you to do is kill yourself.
Oh shit. Do I have to submit 5 bullet points for what I did?
Yes. Gotta shoot yourself. You gotta shoot yourself in the back of the head twice.
And that can't be anything but the 5th bullet point.
That's the hardest part about killing yourself as a CIA agent is how do you shoot yourself in the back of the head twice?
Right.
That's for our crank listeners.
Yeah. Welcome.
That's what that.
Sorry, nothing paranormal this week.
Yeah, for a few weeks. All right, let's do the story.
Sorry, now I've got the giggles. In an unexpected twist to an already controversial art exhibit in Denmark, three piglets, part of a provocative installation highlighting the cruelty of mass meat production, were stolen by animal rights activists.
All right.
The incident forced the exhibition, titled "And Now You Care," to shut down, sparking global debate about art, ethics, and activism.
Yeah. You know, like, okay. All right. Here's the thing, right? Hopefully the point of the exhibit was to get someone to steal the piglets. That's what it sounds
like. I mean, I'm happy.
It's like kind of. So, have you ever read the book The Art Thief? It's one of my favorite books. It came out I think 2 years ago.
No, you've mentioned a few times.
It's one of my favorite books ever, and it's about like a guy who just would steal from like all these like big European museums. And this being a newer museum is probably even less secure than that, right? And the big thing is like it's really easy to steal from a museum depending on what you're stealing. And it's easier to steal, and this guy stole big paintings. It's probably easier to steal a piglet, especially a starving, dying one that's not going to make a lot of noise, than it is to steal a huge painting, right? Because you could hide 3 piglets under 3 people's jackets, no problem, if they don't squeal and squiggle, which, if they have been starving, they won't. But even if that was the point, I don't know, like, I fucking hate this shit. I hate this shit of just, like, I'm going to do the most cruel shit I can and then say it's art, and then therefore it's fine.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know, like, and I guess the, like, pretentious fucks in the museum world are, like, more blatant about it than people in, like, the pop art world, like, comedy and shit, and that's good. But it's the same thing with comedy, dude. Like, there's this whole fucking edge... And I know I make some edgy jokes in the show. This is actually just becoming a genuine rant, which is why I shouldn't have a 3-beer dinner on the podcast. But, like, I know I make some edgy jokes in the podcast, right? But you guys know where I'm coming from. I go to comedy clubs, and it's just whoever could say whatever fucking slur they want to say, besides, obviously, the N-word, but, like, which is good. But, like, any other slur, like, they could say, and now they think, like, you know, especially since the election, that's what you got to do. And I just think this wave of, like, doing whatever cruelty you can, and then, like, this act of cowardice, like, well, the point is to make you aware if there's other cruelty in the world. Okay, well, do you want to contribute or not? There are 3 pigs who are starving right now who wouldn't be, you know?
Right. No. No, I get what you're saying. The global sum total of cruelty has
gone up
because of this art exhibit. It hasn't been lessened, which is what it claims its goal is.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
The Chilean-born artist Marco Evaristi, revealed Wednesday that the piglets, named Lucia, Simon, and Benjamin, had been taken by activists with the assistance of his friend, Casper Stephenson.
Okay, so it was the boy, but even
it's
still,
not great that they have names.
Yeah, it's good that like it was the points. He's like, yeah, I told my friend to do it, right? But like, even still, like, these pigs were starving for how long? People make documentaries.
Right.
People do end up caring more about things after documentaries. Like the documentary Blackfish came out my freshman year of college. And like, it is not cool to go to SeaWorld anymore. When I was 10, when I was like 8, 9, 10, I was like, I love animals. I want to go to SeaWorld. You know, if I were to say to anybody we know, and even like outside of our old animal welfare circle, if I were to say to anybody we know, I'm going to SeaWorld this summer, they would be like, hey, man, like, maybe don't. Do you know? They would at least be like, you should know about this. Or they would at least give me side. Right? And, like, so, like, there is a, you know, and, like, I'm not a vegetarian based on the fact that we had a 20-minute McGriddle conversation at the beginning of the show. But I'm very...
Nothing vegetarian.
I'm very sympathetic to that cause. I've been a vegetarian at various points in my life. I will probably be a vegetarian again at another point in my life. I do hope to die a vegetarian, right? At the very least, if not a vegan. So, like, like, I'm very sympathetic to that, but I think that, like, just being like, I'm going to torture these animals, and if nobody kidnaps the animals to prove my point, I'm going to, like, have my friend assist this group to do it. Like,
oh, no, he, as we'll see, he did not, as, like, his friend did it, but was not, like, the artist did not ask him. The artist was fully intending to starve these pigs to death.
You think he's saying that, or you think that's what he was actually going to do, though?
That I can't know.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
That occurred to me, but like I can only take them at their word. Both people, the artist is saying he was fully committed.
I don't take anybody at their goddamn word. What do you mean you can only take people at their fucking word? Are you stupid?
I can only take these people at their word.
You can't take any people at their goddamn word, especially me. But anybody, Jason.
Well, you I don't. No, you I don't.
You should take, as a presidential candidate, you should, though.
Yeah. The installation, which opened last week in Copenhagen, featured the piglets confined in a cage made from shopping carts, where they were deliberately starved to death to symbolize the harsh realities of industrial pig farming. Well, they didn't starve. I mean, they were going to be.
It's kind of the opposite in... That's why this doesn't work, though, because in industrial pig farming, it's like they're force-fed. Because you don't want to eat a starved pig. There's not a lot of bacon there.
All plump and juicy. And Evaristi reported the theft to police on Saturday, but was taken aback when Stephenson confessed his involvement 3 days later.
Can I give some advice that's probably in poor taste, but not as in poor taste as my comments regarding Casey Anthony?
I mean,
as for specifically the choke me mommy comment.
Nothing has stopped you from doing that before.
So if you're buying bacon, you shouldn't buy cheap bacon because that has a lot more water filler. So you don't want to pay for water, you know.
Sure. So you want to get more of the pig.
Yeah, you want to get more pig in your bacon if you're paying for dead pig.
That sweet,
and if you're thinking of buying turkey bacon, what I just found out, and I have turkey bacon in the fridge that I got to finish, and then I'm going to start doing this, you can get center cut bacon, which tastes more like real bacon, because it is real bacon. It's just a different cut of bacon, so it's a lot. The calorie to protein ratio is even better than turkey bacon.
Very good. News you can use.
Hell yeah.
Quote, I called up police on Saturday to report the piglets stolen, and I had to shut down the entire exhibition because of that, so I was very disappointed when Casper told me on Tuesday that he was involved in the theft, Evaristi said, admitting he had received hate mail over the controversial exhibit. But, quote, but then I thought about it for a few hours and realized that at least this way the piglets would have a happy life.
You know,
Copenhagen, yeah.
yeah, like, yeah, I think this was probably his plan the whole time, but I think that it doesn't change the fact that there were a lot of ways to go about this specifically that weren't just like, I'm going to starve these 3 pigs.
Right.
Because even this, like, people, like, even if you're like, oh, well, these documentaries come out and people still move on, people are going to move on from this, and there's 3 pigs that were saved, and how many pigs get slaughtered a day, right?
Right. Yeah, and it's complete with a photo, and yeah, it doesn't look great. It's like two shopping carts tipped over, lashed together to form like a little cage, and then there's 3 little piglets in there.
That's not good, man.
No,
I mean, I'd let Casey Anthony put me in one of those, but it's not good.
but that's yeah. Presumably, what I say their names were? Lucia, Simon, and Benjamin. They're not up. This isn't.
They're not old enough
right?
to be into that.
No, they can't consent to this.
No.
Copenhagen police confirmed the report of the stolen pigs, while Evaristi's exhibition has become a lightning rod for criticism from animal rights groups, according to AP News. Well, what a shock.
Yeah, it's not good. I'm against it. I'm just going to say,
yeah,
if you're starving a pig right now, give it some food.
Yeah, let that pig go.
Give it. What do pigs eat? McGriddles, not the sausage one, obviously, just an egg and cheese. There's a chicken McGriddle. Like, you can give him a chicken McGriddle. Can a pig eat chicken? Is that fucked up? Because they're supposed to be buddies on the farm, like in the Garfield side cartoon.
Right. What was it? Some acres? Oh shit! It'll come to me. I think pigs eat about anything, don't they?
Yeah, but what
like
should they eat? I know goats will eat. Like, I know you, but you can feed a goat a body. I don't think you're supposed to feed a pig a body. I think you're kind of supposed to feed a goat a body.
I thought it was the other way around.
I don't know. You can feed both a body.
I know that because of my my spouse was a veterinarian, that like working with pigs, if you feel at all lightheaded or unwell, do not get in that pen, because people, have passed out and the pigs will eat them while they're passed out.
Oh man, that's crazy, dude.
And it was a plot point in what was Snatch, the movie Snatch, right?
I've seen that movie.
Really? It's pretty good.
What do you mean, really? There are a lot of movies in this world. I don't watch that many movies.
Well, I don't know.
I just watch the good ones.
I guess I assumed it was. You're right. I don't know why I would have thought.
Snatch is a 2000 crime comedy film written and directed by Guy Ritchie. Sadly, Guy Ritchie, by the point I was at the age to watch Guy Ritchie movies, Guy Ritchie was only making shitty movies. Because the first Guy Ritchie movie I saw was Rock and Rolla, followed by his Sherlock Holmes movies.
Yeah.
Do people like Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
I can't tell you. I don't hear people talking about it.
Yeah, it's apparently very average. So no, I've not seen it.
Oh, I'd recommend it.
All right. You ready?
It's pretty good.
You know what else? You know what else is pretty good?
Ending this goddamn podcast.
Following me on Instagram. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've got some exciting news. I will be performing at the Laughing Buddha Comedy Festival in New York City. This is a pretty big deal, guys. It does show that I'm listen, I know a lot of people who I consider very good comedians who didn't make the cut for this, who submitted and didn't make the cut. So at least to me, it shows that, whether or not I advance, whether or not I win the festival, I'm getting to a point where I'm being recognized in New York City. I would appreciate anybody who can coming out to support me in the first round. It's on a Wednesday night, St. Mark's Comedy Club in the East Village, 9 p.m., March 19th.
Man, that is exciting.
I'm going to have the ticket link in my Instagram bio, Andrew Michaels Comedy. Come out and support if you can, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun because there are, even if I don't advance, there are going to be a lot of comedians better than me in that round. So I appreciate you guys coming out. And
if I can, and seriously, Andrew is a really funny stand-up comedian. Not so much on the podcast. This podcast,
You know what?
take
I'll
it or
take
leave
it.
it, but
I'll take it though, because a lot of comedians who are good podcasters are bad at stand-up. So if people are like, his podcasting sucks, I don't know if I want to see his stand-up. I write the stand-up.
Right.
I just come up with this shit here.
He puts effort into that.
That
Right.
has effort.
We don't really put effort.
There
into
is
this.
very little, if any, effort put into this.
No, not at all. Yeah.
By Jason, but especially me.
Yeah.
But anyway, Andrew Michaels Comedy is where you can follow me.
Please.
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Blue Sky, sometimes Twitter. Check it out. Jason, you're on the socials.
I'm on Jason V Strong. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. And yeah, that's it.
Jason, I want to say something about you, because you made your, you said, this was actually the intro that I thought about for you today before I did the McDonald's one, and I'm going to forget about it by next week, so I'm just going to say it now. Before we started the podcast last year, I would have thought it was impossible to see a 50-year-old man lose his virginity to all 4 members of Yellow Card in 1 year at the same time.
Yep.
And you pulled it off.
No, thank you. Wasn't easy.
Wasn't easy.
Especially, I only know the one song.
Oh, that's what I want to close on, Jason. If I could find you now, things would get better. We could leave this town and run forever. I know somewhere, somehow, we'll be together. Let your waves crash down on me and take me away.